Yo, 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 it's a Knicks World playoffs. We got to get into it. Knicks 2-1. Hawks are leading the series. Man, oh man, a lot of emotions right now. High, um, super high, super high, super high, super high. Knicks right now down in the series. It's feeling like for a lot of people they on the edge, on the ledge, rightfully so. I'm personally not there, so I'm gonna first, not to say that I'm not upset, but first off, before we get into the show, first off, it's not gonna be a long show. But I wanted to start the preface off there. Anybody that's on the edge, on the ledge, come on down, come on down. I get it, I get it. We're not supposed to be here. We're not, but here we are. Come down off the ledge. We're gonna get into it. Champ, talk to me, my good brother. Long time since we've been back. Long time since we've kind of had anything to talk about towards the end of the season. You know, it was a little bit of the not really much going on. Welcome back to the Knicks World. Everybody joining us back to the show. Champ, talk to me.
Uh, so we don't want to live in negativity. We want to think positive about our team,
It's okay. We got
but
How
it's
you feel?
okay. It's called living in the moment.
Yeah.
And in a moment, you mad at your team. Your team let you down, and it's okay to accept that your team let you down. Because how will things change? You know what I'm saying? Like things can't change if shit don't shake. End of the day, James Dolan was in Atlanta watching his team do uncharacteristic like things, and he was not in approval of it. Do I know him for telling me this? No, I do not. But you have to think the product that you service is not being dealt a good hand at this point. And end of the day, we are not happy with the crew, the Villanova crew. It is not a good watch. A lot of people was doing too much. And then you have some people who's not part of Villanova who's not doing enough. And as fans, we acknowledge this. And it's very, very frustrating sitting here watching it, not just 82 games, but now for 3 games in the postseason. It's not a good watch. It's not a good feel. Playoffs is supposed to be when the switch turns on. I didn't see no switch yet. We took game 1. Game 2, we let it slip through our fingers. We've done it before. Last year, Detroit. We went 6 games. So right now, it's looking at Atlanta. We're gonna go 6 games with them too. I just hate that it always. It's like we're not learning from our mistakes, and it's annoying because getting past Atlanta is one thing. Now we have to go up against Boston, who's obviously better than Atlanta. And if we go against Detroit or Orlando or Cleveland in the conference finals, if we make it there, that's another battle. It just does not stop. So these habits is annoying to digest in real time. It's
Yeah.
okay
Yeah.
to live in that negativity for the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Look, well said. Everything you said, you hit right on the head. Look, the Knicks right now, especially the Villanova boys right now, uh, they stink. I don't know if we should see much more from Mikal Bridges. As far as, I mean, obviously you still got to play him, but do you start him? Miles McBride is seeming like he's been giving us a little bit more. Thank God for Miles McBride coming off the bench. They've been giving us 15 points off the bench. Their bench was able to do something. Clarkson was able to contribute, so that was nice. But yeah, Josh Hart giving you little to nothing in this game. Aside from assists, cool. Mikael Bridges again, and too much of Hero ball again, too much ISO ball again from Jalen Brunson. But the reason why I'm not, screaming at at my cell phone is because these are two games that we lost that we, you could easily say that we would be up 3-0, and you might be like saying, Stan, shut the fuck up. I'm not trying to hear that right now. And that's rightfully so. I mean, if you want to say, no, we should have won two, they should have won this game. That's fair too. At the end of the day, I think that this is a team that plays really well in the fourth quarter, and we haven't really seen us do that just yet. So I think there's a lot that we haven't seen. It's fair for you to say that you might not see that from this coach in this playoffs. Now we're gonna go back. Like when we're not home. I mean, we stand in Atlanta. I think we win this one. I don't see us losing another game this series simply because the Knicks had their back against the wall, and these games have been close. At this point, I think that there's blood in the water for Atlanta, but I don't see the Knicks losing. I think they're treating this next game like a fourth, like it's like an elimination game. They have to treat the rest of them like that. I think they kind of walked into this one that way too. But they still ended up trailing most of the game, coming back trying to win this game. But look, at the end of the day, even if this team does win this series, I do not have
There's
the highest hopes of them throughout the rest of the
there's more on the
playoff.
horizons.
Yeah, just because I haven't seen enough of it throughout the season, I haven't seen enough throughout the start of this playoffs. I'd be hoping. I have high beliefs. I have high hopes, and it just as fandom. But no, I'm not gonna. I watched this game stone face. I didn't I didn't jump up and down. I because I, I'm kind of reserving my feelings and my thoughts for it because look, we've been here a lot of time with the Knicks, and I'm still personally, I'm still reserving. I just haven't seen enough. Although this is the most talented team, I don't know if I believe in this coach. I don't want to say I don't know. I don't believe in this coach at this point. He hasn't showed me enough. But just in terms of this series, I do think that we still can get out of this series. I still think that we could win this series. I'm not, looking at this L and, doom and gloom, pack it up. It's all
So
over, but as far as the rest of the playoffs, I don't know. Like, and
so
even,
two,
like we turn it around and people start feeling good about it. I think that's the worry is we do turn it around. People start feeling a little decent about it. I don't know, you know.
so 2-1 isn't 2-0. 2-0 is scary. But
It feels
2-1,
like
I was
it feels like 2-0 like right
it feels
now.
like 2-0, and that's a good thing.
It feels like
That's
we
a
don't
good
even have. Yeah,
that's a good thing.
you have to make it feel that way.
That's a
It
good
has to.
thing. Right. I've always gave Atlanta that third game, which is this game. We
Right.
just should never lost game two. So this was already like on par with what I thought as far as them taking the game. They just ended up lucking them getting two before we got out two. Now, what I think is game four, we're gonna treat like a game seven, right? Then we go to the Garden in game five, and was that game five? Yes. Then we go back to the Garden in game five, and I feel like what's gonna happen is we're going to smoke the pants off them because now we cannot embarrass ourselves on our home floor again. We can't even let it get that close. That's game five in the Garden. Now we go to Atlanta game six. We know what's waiting for us. This is part two of game three in Atlanta, which will be game six. They're going to try to do whatever it takes to push it to seven in the Garden. And now we know what it's like. So now we're going to have to punch back and get at them and cut their water off in Atlanta in game six. Someone will have to take a game seven. Not that I'm not confident we could win a game seven at home. It's just it should never have gotten this fucking far. It
Yeah.
should have never got this far. If
Yeah.
Atlanta was gonna be up, I mean, if Atlanta was gonna have two wins over us, it would have been Atlanta.
It's gotten this
It
far.
should have been 2-2 going back to the Garden if they were gonna have two games. They should have never won a game in the Garden.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we definitely should have been protecting home court. We didn't. Um,
Yeah.
and this game, like look, like the coach. This look, we lost this game in a lot of ways. You could point out a lot of different things. 3-point shooting was a definitely big proponent of it.
It was
Um,
in the
but
first half for Atlanta.
yeah, but I mean, look, we have to at this point, and look, like for me, it goes past this particular game, and obviously, as we reach, the 10-minute mark, we gonna have this a pretty short show. This is just a quick recap. We'll be back, to provide, a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this point, this game, it's dub. Obviously, not a dub in in the win column for the Knicks. Anybody that's going to be very, I can imagine,
It
a
should bring
lot of
us.
people going to be
It should
very,
bring about. It should
very,
bring about uncomfortable conversation now in the locker room. It should.
yeah, yeah,
It should
yeah,
make us better, but it should.
yeah. But look, I think we out of here, champ. Tell the good people where they can find you.
Follow me on Twitter/X at Flyman Jones.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Stand a man. Yeah, you can find me at the next stand on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. Same, I think, on IG as well. Yeah, we out here. Catch y'all on the next one, next world.
Zerd.